What's going on? Boy, my brother right now is roasting these white supremacy motherfuckers, dude, man. Like a lot of people, like he said, a lot of people don't really understand how big this white supremacy shit goes, man. He's busting heads right the fuck now. He might get his show canceled tonight or his broadcast canceled because he going in on these motherfuckers, dude. I mean, you got a lot of this Adam character. He's talking about some other people I don't even fucking know, dude. I don't watch that shit because I don't know nothing about it. But Pearly came on this one show and was talking about Omar. And it's like, oh, I don't know about Omar. I don't know about him. Yeah. Boy, he roasting them niggas right now, dude. Yeah, because he's one of them. One of them is Jewish. One is a Jewish motherfucker. Yeah, they roasting her ass, dude. Yeah, but she just like I told you when she was talking about Negroes, like the way she was, I was kind of like, what was the Negroes doing on their own show, not thinking of what she's saying? Like if I was on her show and I was like, hey, wait a minute, you don't sound kind of right. I'll kind of bust your ass right now. Yeah, but I'm saying they're all part of that bullshit, dude. Like here, like when she talks about here's a no when you know she's a definite racism, and if you know people are definitely coons is when they talk about Soul, Kevin Soul. You know, when you talk about that dude and the civil rights, he's the one that fucked up and infiltrated Martin Luther King and a bunch of other shit. It's like, come on, dude, that ain't right. You know, you got to kind of look at what the fuck you dealing with. You know, I mean, it's like it's bad enough how racism is getting to the point where we're turning on our own people. And there's only a few of us talking about the same shit. You know, when I seen that same shit, just like I was telling Soul Gaden last night, the same shit. Like when your because he was talking about his grandma was telling him about white women. I was like, hey, she was telling you right shit, dude. If you didn't listen to that shit, it's kind of like that was kind of your fault. Your grandma, yeah, your grandma tell you. Oh, your mom, yeah. See, my mom was like that same shit too. Yeah. See, my parents were different. My parents were different. They told me the balance of it, the control and balance of what situation, because I lived in the white society and I knew it. Like my racism came. Mhm. Right. Well, see, my folks were like this. They said, don't bring them to the house. Don't bring them to the home. Don't none of that bullshit. You know, it's just like I knew then, but I was fucking on the back end. I was gonna get me some pussy regardless of the fact. But then again, I lived in a dominant white situation. That's why I kind of catered to my Hispanic women. That's why I left. I left at that reason because now when I started dating them motherfuckers, I knew all the inside out on the bullshit. I heard the talk. I heard this. No, don't let this nigga in here. Oh, he too good. He too face. He this. He that. I was like, damn. I didn't hear what you said. Your mic went out. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, right. See, my mom was the opposite because she's it there, but she didn't like Korean people. She hated fucking Korean people. Ooh, gee. She did not like them motherfuckers for shit. And like I told my mom, I said, like, there's a Korean girl that I was fucking with in high school. I wanted to bring her to the house, but the way my mom was carrying on at that time, I was like, fuck no. She would have killed that motherfucker. Nope. Fuck no. That ain't gonna happen. But then again, I had this other black girl I used to mess with in high school too. She was cool as fuck. I was scared to bring her to the house too, because the way they were carrying on back then is fuck. And then the shit that I was doing was, it just was different, because I was into my skateboard, and I had everybody that was, you know, when you were kind of like the, you know, only few black people that you can count on your fucking hand, and you played along with the system. Right. I mean, I was in Alaska, I was in North Carolina, I was in fucking Wyoming, you know, shit. North Carolina was different, but no, back then I was a little kid. I didn't know shit. North Carolina wasn't what it is today neither. Because back then, as a little kid, I knew I had my little, you know, I had a friend that he was Samoan, and he was cool as fuck. And me and him was best friends. I mean, best friends as fuck. And we would just talk about different shit, because I liked his mom. And I was like, your mom is cute. I used to always tell her that. I said, you finer than a motherfucker, too. She said, you don't know what you're talking about. I said, yeah, I know what I'm fucking talking about. And her husband knew it. He said, you're a special little kid. You're different. And I was a different kid, though, at that time. I just knew what I like. I was more expressive. That's who, like, what I've always said. I'm always a very aggressive expression individual. I went for what I like. Then I had two other friends and another Samoan friend that when I moved to Alaska, they were Samoan. They kind of like were Samoan culture type shit. And I was always cool with them. You know, Asians, I was always cool. You know, it's always been my background. And I got to understand both sides of this shit. And then the white women, you know how the way with white women at that time, they were really thirsty to fuck with you. Especially you're unique and then you kind of sound like them. So a lot of women tell me, you sound so white. I said, I don't know what white is, but I just know how to talk. You know, but like I grew up with a lot of different cultures. Yeah, everybody said the same shit. It's like, hey man, you white. But it's just my voice. I've been around them type of people for so long. I adapted the way to talk. I didn't talk. Oh, I don't have that. I don't have that bass. I don't have that type of bass tone. My voice is way totally different. You know, I don't know if I lost it when I was singing and playing in the band that I was playing in. Who knows? Yeah, but see that's the thing. My folks are that. They're real country shit. They do they shit all ass backward. You know, like the way they like here. See, it's funny because if you say I sound what I sound like, you should hear what my dad sounds like. And my grandma, when I talk to my mom's side of the family, she goes, "You sound just like your dad." I was like, "Damn, that means I got that type of shit." But then again, on my dad's side, they're all native. They're all Native American. Well, not I should say Native, like Black American. Black American means you're native. You are the land. You're the first ones on this land. You know, they're nothing but Indians on that side of the family. All of them. I seen some pictures. I was like, damn, dude, I can see where I got that fucking hair from. I can see where I got a lot of this, you know, black and yellow shit that I do have. Like at first when I was born, I was yellow with slanted fucking eyes on me. I was like, what the fuck? That was that culture, you know, that, you know, real culture of a lot of shit. But they lit her ass up. Jason Black is lighting her ass up right now, dude. But see, that's the same thing. Is like white folks have got to the point where they have got really sneaky about this white supremacy shit. And he's talking about it as a whole, as because he does a lot of shit on YouTube, and I've seen it on Twitch too. Twitch was the same way, where they'll boost your certain algorithm. Like when I first started with Twitch, and I hate to mention this while I'm streaming as I'm streaming, but I don't give a fuck, is they was boosting my shit. And at first, I didn't use a camera, and they were boosting the fuck out of me. But then again, when I started using my camera, I didn't get that boost no more. Because I thought, it was, you know, everybody thought I was fooling them with that voice I have. I wasn't trying to fool you. I was saying some shit that was kind of crazy at one time, but I mean, it is what it is. You know? But like, these motherfuckers are really serious about this shit. To the point where they look like they're losing life. And per the thing, you know, she really exposed herself. I mean, she was just that stupid. It really shows you that, you know, she was part of the get along gang. You know, like just like how Kwame Brown would talk about some shit. You know, him and like he exposed fucking Joe Brown. You know, that yellow nigga running around with white women all the goddamn time, knowing he fucked. Old ass dude running around with white women still to the day. It's like, come on, man. I know he gives you some white pussy every now and then, but my goodness, don't build your whole life built on that shit. You gotta do something. You gotta do something different. You know, just like I was telling Gaten last night, the same thing. If you keep having kids with white women, that just tells you it don't work, dude. And the brothers that did do that, I hope a lot of them learn. You know, you learn on your own shit. I'm not gonna bash you for it. You made that choice. No, fuck that shit. You know, like I made my choice with a Hispanic woman. I could have did a different Hispanic woman, but I chose this particular one that gave me hell. The other one was a multi-millionaire, wouldn't give me no hell. That motherfucker went and had a zillion kids with my ass. I was like, damn. But I was loyal at that time. I wasn't doing all that, you know, fuck shit like everybody else was doing. You know, I gave the woman the benefit of the doubt, and I gave this woman the benefit of the doubt. You know, literally, you know, took my whole soul away a little bit. Not just they take my soul, but take my whole, you know, construct of what I wanted to do in life. I'd like never again fuck with that type of shit. You know, but then again, the thing I like that my dad did do something that I did like, that exposed me to, is his best friends marrying white women, and he was making money because one of his friends was making nice money, dude. And the dude was cool as fuck. And he reminded me of Ice Cube with the Jerry curl. And he was short, little stocky little dude, cool as fuck. And he married this German woman. I was like, what the fuck? Brought her over to the United States, and then she fucked him over. And I said, brother, why do you do that type of shit? You're just talking bad about the brother. I was like, damn, the brother is cool as fuck. But then again, you never know. It's like me, I was a kid at the time. I really didn't know that man's personal life. But I knew the brother was really cool. But that was just back then in the 80s, where it was just like a haven spot for black men just to get them some white girls. You know, like I say, I admit I got my few, but I didn't marry them motherfuckers. I knew right offhand when they started talking that bullshit. Even I lived in a subdivision with this girl that I was really cool from Seattle. Everybody thought I was fucking her. I was like, I'm not fucking her. She's getting dicked down. She's getting dicked down by somebody else, and it's funny how the way you get caught dead into the shit, and it's like, what the fuck? And I had my best friend that was a black dude. We were real cool as fuck. The girl I really wanted to fuck with lived 2 doors down, the opposite way. And I had the redhead girl on the left side, which her folks were prejudiced in a motherfucker, dude. They were mad at me just looking at that motherfucker. I was like, damn. You know, and there was him, and then another one. It's funny kind of how the way the 2 prejudiced motherfuckers were actually surrounded by black folk. You had one on one end. They were next to my parents' house, and then the 2 down from that was black people. And then the 2 down back, well, okay, there was my best friend was at that time was on my right side, and then we had 1 white person there, and then 2 black people there, and then another 2 black people there. It was kind of a mixture between, because there was a lot of black folk. But then again, you had a lot of white supremacy that was under the, really on closed doors. Now, when I can really think about it now, and I can put 2 to 2 together, I can see that we were living in white supremacy shit. It was just some people that they had to be really, really, the white folks had to be really quiet about it. They didn't want the black folks to know about the shit, because there was a lot of black folks who were living in that subdivision we were living in. And the subdivision was bigger than a football field, dude. 2 times bigger than a football field. You could put 2 football fields in that subdivision I was living in. And if that came to know that there was a bunch of white supremacy there, because you had people selling drugs, dope. Dope was huge in Alaska, especially weed. Weed was just out of control, dude. Everybody, them motherfuckers were doing it. Then you had a lot of the military motherfuckers that would live on the outskirts, because you had Fort Richardson right next to the, damn near right next to the subdivision we were living in, less than a mile away. And they didn't play that nigga shit neither. Them motherfuckers were about to scalp your ass up that bitch. And then the Eskimos, if you were friends with a bunch of Eskimos, they were about with you too. Now the Eskimos would have go along with the black folk at the time, because they knew we were part of that original land. And they didn't fuck with us like that. But you would have, them uppity white folks that come in there every now and then want to, raise some shit. And they would get literally battled out. But like I said, you had a mixture of white supremacy, because when I went to junior high school, I saw that shit for real. They didn't want no niggas on the field. But one of the coaches liked me, and I played football, and they like, oh, we gotta have this motherfucker right here. He faster than everybody. But then again, like I say, Anchorage, Alaska had a lot of Asian, had a lot of Korean, had a lot of mixture shit. Black folks didn't dominate, but we would just scatter around. But if we would have been united, that would have been a massive, massive problem. And I think that's the reason why they kept it the way it was. But then again, you had a lot of white folks who were serial killers up there. They weren't fucking around. They were bodying people. Yes, sir. But at the end of the day, I still got my girl, though. You know who the next one is really, really hot on here? That beats Valeria? Is this other girl. Her name is, go down to, if you go to, Estella? I don't know know if I'm pronouncing it right, but she's got a skin that I... Stiletto. Her name is Stiletto. Stiletto. 'Cause I knew I was right. She got a badass skin. Boy, she got a badass skin on her. That kind of beats Valeria. A little bit.
I'll cut you a deal. I join you and we win this thing.
I know, I gave up that shit to get that. But they, I mean, like I say, they doing so much bullshit to the point where it is what it is. You buy what you pay for. You sit here and bitch and complain and all this other shit. You know, you're addicted to the bullshit, which I'm not addicted to the bullshit, it's just the fact of it is, it's just the way the game is. And you want more out of the shit that you pay for. But, so you get what you pay for. And I see how a lot of these other people, well, they get pissed the fuck off on live stream, like Testament. That motherfucker never happy when he play. It's like, motherfucker, you got one-shot snipers, but like his algorithm too, it's like they fuck him up on his shot. Like he could be shooting at somebody and the shot, I mean, he shot him direct and then the shot just goes way off. Like they just like purposely like, no, you ain't gonna get that shot. And I was like, what the fuck? But like I said, I don't know. I think I'm seeing too much into it, but which I'm seeing what I'm seeing. But they gotta find a way to change this shit, because if they don't change it, so they're gonna lose all their money.